we're gonna be talking about lighting a documentary style commercial. So maybe you were one of the 90 people that watched my commercial called The Last 15%, featuring Luke, owner and operator of Piskey's Automotive Detailing. But if you haven't seen it, here it is now.
I don't think you can learn what I do in the classroom in school. Experience comes from putting the machine on the paint. I'm in that last 15% of your vehicle's look. So that last 15% should be done by a professional.
So for this video, we're gonna be talking about a few things. Number 1, location scouting. Number 2, inspiration. Number 3, we're gonna be talking about how I lit the interview. And number 4, we're gonna be talking about how we lit the B-roll for this commercial. So number 1, location scouting. First thing I did was I said, hey Luke, can I come out to your garage? I wanna take a look at the space, see if you have any windows or what's the natural light situation there. We took a look at the actual space, where the sun is coming in through different windows, where the light switch is at so we can turn lights on and off, what can we turn on and off, all these types of things. When you're doing a location scout, it's really important to understand where light is coming from and how you can control it. So the first thing I noticed was Luke had this nice window above his cabinets where he keeps all his tools and polishing equipment. So I noticed that light and I thought, oh, that'll be perfect if we have a nice cloud covered day to give us some nice ambient light for the interview and for the B-roll. The other thing I checked out, as I've said before, is I checked out Sunseeker. You guys should download it if you want to know where the sun is going to be at a specific location and what's going to be happening with that sun as time goes on while you're filming. Check out Sunseeker. You're going to be able to plan your shoots better. So now that we've done our location scout, we know where the light's coming in, we know what light switches we can turn on and off, we have everything understood before we actually go and shoot. And this is huge because I used to do shoots before where I would just show up on set hoping that the sun was going to be the way I wanted it, not even knowing where the light switches are, where the power outlets are, and things would of course go wrong because I didn't plan for it. So it's so important just to have one pre-production scouting day where you just check it all out. So number 2, I think it's really important and it's also really fun to have some type of inspiration for your commercial. What I like to do is I like to watch some of my favorite films and things that get me excited to get inspiration. Now I know Luke is a car guy, so I started looking at movies like Fast and the Furious.
Cause the buster kept me out of handcuffs.
Gone in 60 Seconds.
2 Rogers don't make a right.
Which is one of the movies I kind of was hoping to model the lighting and visuals around. And you know, it's kind of stupid because Lucas got such a clean garage. He's not a car thief. All the scenes in Gone in 60 Seconds are really grungy garages of these car thieves. And it's got this yellow-green kind of lighting going on. And Luke's garage has got more of, you know, totally clean. No dirt on the walls, no dirt on the floor, no dim lighting, no rust. Everything is pristine. It's very opposite of Gone in 60 Seconds. But there were elements from Gone in 60 Seconds that I want to use, like incorporating some type of colored background practical light, which is what I did with the interview, which you actually don't see in this commercial because I never used the A camera shot. I only used the B camera shot. But in the A camera shot, if I show you right now, you can see in the background there's 2 Aperture MC lights kind of casting a blue light. The reason I went for blue was because the Ferrari was blue and I wanted to kind of go with that theme. But it was really cool to have the inspiration to go off of. I had a starting point and I kind of built from there. And with the inspiration, you're not trying to steal everything from your inspiration. You're trying to take from that and make it your own. So what I had for the lighting was I used the Felix Matrix and the Felix P360, and I had in the background the window light, and I had the garage door, which you couldn't see in the frame, to the far right, just cracked open a bit to give us a little more ambient light because it was a little too dark with it closed. So the way I go about lighting these scenes is I always have all the lights off and I just see what natural light I'm dealing with. And I knew I wanted to use that background window. We were gonna use the window as a backlight for Luke and also shining into the shop, onto the Ferrari. And we positioned the Ferrari just right so we could kind of see the nose of the car and a little bit more of it as well. I wanted to see almost the full vehicle with Luke in the shot. I was really happy with how that one window lit up the room, and then once I cracked open the garage door, it let in just a little more light, which almost lit the interview by itself. I just needed a little more punch on the face, and that's where the Matrix came in with a huge softbox, which I love because it acts like a big light source and give a little glisten in the eyes. And then I brought in the Felix P360 Pro to fill in the dark side of his face just a bit. I think I put it to like 3%. So let's talk about how I lit the B-roll footage. So with the B-roll footage, I ended up continuing to use that back window light to light the car, and I turned off the Matrix light. I brought in the P360 with a softbox, and I rolled that in behind the car because we were gonna film Luke working inside the car and working outside of the car. The other thing I did was took off one of the Aperture MC lights and I threw it inside of the Ferrari's front seat and put the blue light there. So we had natural light hitting Luke's face. We had the Aperture MC with blue light, the same color as the car, lighting the dark side of Luke's face, sticking with this blue theme that we were doing, which I really loved how it turned out because we took the color of the outside of the car and brought it into the inside of the car. The other thing when I was filming this was I didn't use any sliders, any gimbals. This is all handheld, no slow motion. I want everything to feel real and in the moment, handheld, and I think it really turned out nicely. Oh, sorry, I forgot to mention, for the inside of the car, we actually did throw up a big black blanket on a C-stand to block out some of the key light from that window that was over the cabinets. There was a little too much light spilling onto the car and it was just washing everything out. So we threw up this big black negative fill, and it really turned out well. It really works well. I find having a nice big black bed sheets around with a nice tall C-stand can really do a lot of great things on set if you carry those around. And I like carrying them around too because you can fold them up, opposed to flags where they have these metal frames and it's hard to fold them up and store them. The blankets you can just throw into a bag and toss onto the C-stand with some clips, and they cover more area too. So I hope you guys have learned something from me talking about how I lit the interviews and the B-roll. I hope you guys can take that information and apply it to your own videos. Please leave a comment. I'd love to know what you guys think, and hit that like button. It really helps me out. Subscribe if you want to see more videos like this, and we'll see you guys next week in the next video. Peace. Whew. Yeah, right there. Right up there.